You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Mob Wives. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Mob Wives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Mob Wives. Woo!
That's right.
Hello, everyone. It's Mob Wives, Season 2.
Ding!
Entitled Makeups and Breakups, Episode 3. Keven Undergaro here with...
Brittany Brower. Hello, everyone. That's right. It's
and
Brittany,
across
bitch.
the table... we
Cameron
have
Marston.
DJ Jesse Janedy.
And so DJ Jesse and Brittany, it has been Cam and I holding down the fort since you guys got here. We're very excited to have you
I've
with
been very
us.
disappointed that
And what a great fort you guys did hold down.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think another great episode. I think the series continues to build momentum. As I was telling you guys during the commercial break, I was speaking to a VH1 exec who said, you haven't seen anything yet, that they're currently filming. They're only on about episode 7 now, and more to come, but they say in the weeks to come, yeah, it's going to get more and more cray-cray.
This show
How
is
could it
as
so,
the
not?
kids say.
How could it not? It's crazy.
It's so gangster. This is the most gangster show on TV right
Literally.
now. Literally.
I mean, it truly
and I'm
is.
not even the mob boys. Like, these girls are just really gangster.
Yeah, no,
it amazes me.
I tell you what's really startling is as I said, the Renee's friend when she's shopping for her outfits, and you know, say what you will about black people, if you think they're crazy or whatever, like you really get to see how crazy the Italians are. I can say because I'm Italian. I was saying we had this debate. Potentially the craziest of all the cultures.
Absolutely. After watching this show, absolutely.
Right? So, you know,
Absolutely. They're just cartoon
Oh,
characters.
yeah. No, my best friend's full Italian from New York. She knows all about it. She's obsessed with the show. And she's literally, and I know you're probably watching, Jolie, the craziest friend I have in every kind of way. I mean, mentally, with being just physically crazy and everything. So, yeah.
And I love where it's going. We've talked about it. We love Big Ange. I think Ramona adds a lot, but we love...
No, Big Ange, you need your own show. You need your own show. The star.
With Linda.
No, with
Big
Linda.
Ange and Linda need to have like...
No, yeah, Linda's
Thelma and
definitely the
Louise.
Tonto, the Robin to the Batman. Like,
Yes.
you're going to be seeing more out of Linda.
Yes, I
Cannot
love
get
that.
enough
Yeah,
of those
she's.
two.
I think just when you think Big Ange will become the cult hero, I think she's actually become one of the stars of this. But then the cult hero, like Linda, yeah, not to be underestimated.
Absolutely.
Not to give too much away, but I'm going as Big Ange for Halloween this year. Just saying.
You're gonna go as Big
Amazing.
Ange.
Can't wait to be Big Ange for Halloween. I'm
Big
just saying.
Ange
Oh.
is amazing. Let's start out with Ramona and Karen, shall we?
Michelle. I mean, I was so disappointed I wasn't even here last week to talk about the fight that happened because that was so epic. That was epic television.
Is Droid joining the discussion panel, by the way?
Who's got the
Droid
droid?
I
is
have
joining.
Windows.
Is that you? I'm not a droid. I'm a BlackBerry guy.
It's my mob meetings. I need to
iPhone.
keep in contact. But last week's episode, that fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen on TV. I know last season we had some amazing fights on the show, but I just... that was epic to me. So to hear them all come back from it, it goes back to the Italian thing that you're saying. The things that they get upset about are so petty and so little, but it's like someone took a dagger and stabbed them in
It's
the heart.
everything, and it's so much about respect, and it's the only culture that they'll be just as passionate to stick up for a friend or a family member as themselves, maybe more. So you're seeing this constantly. You're seeing Ramona. She's all about protecting Karen right now and sticking up for Karen. Well, it might be a front. There might be other reasons, but that's her driving force.
Yeah.
That's her. You know,
That's her excuse.
I got you. it feels to me like she's coming off so strong. I think it feels to me like she knows Karen's star has risen, and she wants on and not to be not be taken away. That's what it seems like to me.
I definitely.
You agree?
Yep.
She has focus. Yes.
So for her, it's like it's pushing the buttons, and when we talk about Renee, even Renee's friend. Same thing, that Renee's on the phone with the friend, and the friend is all about, just when Renee's like thinking about forgiving Carla, the friend
fires it all.
Is just like, you were screwed.
That
Stop
was crazy,
listening
though.
to your friend. First of all,
But that's what they do. That's what
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Like in that culture, partly they're doing it because they're kissing up to them because they're stars, and also because I'm sure they've all been kissed up to because they're mafia princesses. They've carried a lot of respect their whole lives in power. But it's part of that culture. It's like they're just as passionate about their friends and their family as they are about sticking up for themselves.
It's like they don't want another one, Renee's friend that called on the phone. She doesn't want another one to she doesn't want Renee to get back friends with her, so she's wanting to pull them apart. Like, what?
exactly
You're
what
gonna
it is.
you're gonna be back friends
Smart.
with Carla? No, you cannot. She made a fool of you.
Right.
No, you cannot be back friends with her. Well, I mean, she's trying to do actually a smart thing in normal society. Is like just be.
But you're right. The motivation for all these quote friends is to keep everyone divided. You know, so they
you
can
can
have.
be closer.
They can, right. So Ramona and Karen can be closer.
Devil's advocate.
Okay, go please. We love
it.
that.
Birds of a feather. And Renee's probably the biggest drama queen of the entire bunch. You know, so why wouldn't Nicole be just as dramatic? And a lot of it has to do with, like you said, respect. And she's like, "No, girl, you got disrespected," until she apologizes. Nicole could probably care less about.
I mean, I felt like with Nicole, I felt it was again organic to that culture where
And Renee
I
knew,
think
Renee
she was
knew
being
what
genuine.
she was getting when she got the phone. She spoke with Nicole. They've been friends for a while. I'm sure she knew that that's what she was gonna get from Nicole. And the hard part is, if Renee is genuinely wanting to change her mentality and the way she lives her life and the path that she's gonna walk,
Wrong for
people, people that
again,
are used to your normal behavior,
right?
It takes time for them to get used to that.
Well, I was thinking of this too when that call it took place. It's like, then they're not gonna have healthy friends.
Yeah.
And by the way, like this is when a few people don't have healthy friends in your life. This is why your life never gets better. She's writing a letter, and I'm being healthy. And she's writing a letter because she's written so many letters to friends in jail. And
Favorite part.
She's been great at that. So why wouldn't she be great this time? But again, like the unhealthy friends, just the gasoline on the fire.
And I feel like Ramona is the difference between Ramona and Nicole. To me, Ramona's more of a yes girl, a yes friend.
Yes.
Like Karen says, I'm done with her, I'm tired. Ramona's like, yes, I hate her too, I hate her too.
And she has an agenda, I think, Jesse, where she wants to really ingratiate herself to this show and become a cast member and be close to Karen Starr. And I don't know if I feel that with Nicole. I definitely feel
No, with Nicole, I felt like she's that friend that says, wait a minute, no, you want to be friends with somebody else, like then that degrades
Jesse,
me.
we've had many of these conversations about the unhealthy friends, and when you have these unhealthy friends,
misery loves company.
Your life never gets better.
Yeah.
We need company.
We need company. Well, so it's interesting though. We see with Ramona, then all of a sudden, and I don't know. Do you want? Is it jumping too far ahead in their story to get into her arrest?
Well, they went out to the hookah bar first, and this is Ramona's way of kind of being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take my girl.
Yeah, we're going out. I'm out all night."
They do this in the Middle East all the time,
and it's just the two of them, and they're trying so hard to have fun, and
they look so out of place. Well, Karen looks out of place.
She does.
She's bumping.
You got to keep good things. Things in your mouth is always about taste.
And she confides about the billionaire lifestyle that she had, and Cam, you had said it in the weeks before about in the Middle East.
She was stuck in Jordan for 2 years trying to, I guess, gain custody of her children. The husband didn't want to leave, or ex-husband.
And so she tells us a little bit about that. Now she's back.
I kind of wonder how much she's worth.
Well, we see.
I'm impressed with the houses, and from what I've known, talked to producers on the show, they say that these are all their houses that we debated last year if those were staged. They're not. They are their houses. I'm actually quite impressed. I wrote this note down. Let's give them credit. They all keep a clean house.
I can't wait to talk about next week's episode.
I think Italians do.
They do, but I like that.
Because
I like that.
Every Italian that I've ever met has kept a
Big
amazing.
Ange, all of them. You know, always this.
Except for the Jersey Shore.
No,
well,
but they're young.
they don't count.
Right.
They don't
They don't
have
count.
parents because
That's why Vinny had his
I think it's a
breakdown.
Middle Eastern thing or Mediterranean thing. Because even when we would have a house cleaner come to our house, and being Greek, my parents, my mom, my grandmother would clean the house before the
Before she got
cleaners
there.
came.
Oh yeah, no. And I, by the way, Jesse, I do mine.
Yeah.
Still,
Well-
it's like a crazy thing. I do the laundry's done. She gets there and I'm like, okay, I just want you to know I finished the laundry. All the dog beds are clean. You know, she must look at me like I have 4 heads, but I don't know. It's
got
just
her
something
magazine
in
in
the
her
culture.
thanks.
I'm English Irish, but I think it's just a cheap thing that I do that. I have a housekeeper as well, but I always clean before, like, all right, she's here for 3 hours. I'm going to make her be here for 2. That means 1 less hour. That's just a
Maybe
Brittany.
that is what my parents
That's
did.
just a Brittany thing on my
Maybe.
end. I'm
That's
just
on your
like,
end. Now, I'm not
let
thinking
me,
that.
let me just clean as much as I can. The things that I don't mind cleaning, and I'll let her do the rest.
But let's say, but again, clean houses with these women,
Yes.
so we can at least give them that. And you know, the decor very colorful over at Big Ange's place. Do you see all the different colors going on in there?
And actually, looking at their houses, to me, Big Ange has the most mediocre house.
Yeah.
The way it's decorated, it's very old school.
Did you see the rusted fence in
Well,
last episode? I love that vision. I was like, laughed a little bit. That did the
Well,
house.
you know, it's amazing that the other girls have the houses they do, because usually, you know, the old saying is crime doesn't pay.
Big Ange knows how to hide her money.
They live high.
She got those wise guys.
They live high, and then, you know, when they go down, the lawyers' fees end up being so much money. The IRS really comes down and busts. I mean, there's so many crazy things that happen that, you know, they don't always end up so well, but they all look, you know, like they've got a pretty decent setup.
Minus Drita's ring.
Well, wait, even before talking about that, Drita, as far as with Drita, like, it was cool to see that side of her today, for her to talk about.
Well, she's
like,
a great girl.
but to hear the house part of it, like, we're sitting here talking about how do they afford these houses, and now we see like she can't, and she's starting to think about that on TV, and we're going through that with her. And awkward, the fact that she doesn't open Lee's door and we don't know what's in that room.
God, I want.
I bet you anything.
It's
you
what
know,
pays the bills.
Yeah, and it's like, and you know, I'm sure he's very paranoid. He was just like, okay, here's the rules. You're gonna have cameras in there, but they do not go into this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure those guys are so paranoid, and yeah, rightfully so. That's
Just open the door.
the gangster's life.
I would.
Leave it unlocked at least, and the camera guy can just bump into it.
But you know, you guys would, but you know, you're not gangster wives. I mean, a good gangster wife is, you know what?
listens.
Yeah, you listen.
She's not going to be any longer either.
Well, but finishing off with Ramona and Karen. Ramona, like, out of nowhere gets arrested. Now that boyfriend's apparently a thug, right?
Yeah, her new boyfriend.
Her new boyfriend, that she fell like into him like he's Mr. Quicksand because she fell in so fast. But I don't know about you guys. Were you guys thinking he was a good fella? Were you guys thinking he was dirty? I was thinking
she was dating anybody.
Well, she
no,
said when she said in the show.
hookah bar.
So what did you think? Did you?
Well, I didn't think that, because hearing her boldly say, like, I left my husband because, you know, I started dating, you know, my husband because I didn't want to be with anyone affiliated with the mob. So that's why she, what was he, Arab or?
Yep.
Yeah. So she went with this guy. Then she found out he was dealing with it, and she left him.
And
so
so
she's
she
very sturdy about that. So the fact that she was with this new guy.
But it makes sense pattern-wise, Jesse.
Like,
that's what she's attracted to
but
in
then
somebody.
Awkward at the hookah bar when Karen was like, is your boyfriend going to get mad or get upset? And she was kind of like, no, you know, like, I can do what I want to do. And it was almost like, I wish they didn't cut out or edit that, because I bet you the next scene was like a text message to like,
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, don't be mad at me.
Hey, I'll be home by 11.
But that was crazy. And it's funny, I saw that clip. Cam, you sent that clip to me a couple days ago, and I was watching it, and I was just like, I wish VH1 kind of went into it a little more. The fact that she didn't get hurt, or, I mean, all these cars pulling up to you and dragging your boyfriend out, like, that's so serious. And then I thought it was you, Brittany, who said, I think it's hilarious that Karen's just sitting on the phone like, what? Oh my God. Like, nothing happened.
Yeah, been through it. It's every day. It is
She was
every
just
day.
like, oh, that's not, you got
Been there.
Yeah.
8 cops? Oh, was it a Tuesday?
I'm always saying,
shouldn't have went down
act
that
like
road.
you've been there, but there's no acting.
That usually happens on Thursdays.
they've
Now
been
that's
there.
odd. Now that's odd. Okay.
I told you, don't go down the turnpike.
Not on Tuesdays. You got to go on Wednesdays and Fridays, never Tuesdays. I told you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you can see if you're the producer of the show, how excited if you look at all these subplots, and this is real stuff that's happening. I mean, like this is like no joking around. These people are like really getting arrested, really being pulled out of cars.
I love it.
So, you know, clearly with Ramona, whether you like her or not, great addition to the show. I think great cast. And as I was saying, if you're, say, Carla, who I love, but I get where you guys say she's a little soft as a character. I'm saying I'm managing her. Be nice, get along, stay on that show, stay relevant, because it seems like with Big Inch coming in and with Ramona, you know, they're gonna have new castmates that'll be very, very strong.
I'm telling you.
I was also very surprised and impressed by Drita with the worth of the ring. That surprised me. I mean, $106,000
times 3.
No, that was times 3.
Oh,
Whose
sorry,
carcass did that come off of, though?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, you know, it was funny. I was telling you guys. I was telling you.
Yous guys.
As we were watching the show, we were talking about. You know, I remember, you know, having worked, you know, back in the day in the North End with people like that, and every time you had a girlfriend, you wanted jewelry, you had your pick. There was always hot stuff coming in. If you wanted something, you just said what you wanted, and they would go out and get it. And no sooner as I'm saying that, after the commercial break, we hear when we're going to talk about Junior later, but when Junior talks about going to the father to ask for Renee's hand, very traditional. The father, there he is with the bag of rings.
Which one do you want?
Just pick one. So, of course, yeah, it's probably a little on the warm side, that ring, but I'm like blown away that's incredible. That's a lot of money. And they've been married for how long? How long have they been married?
9 years.
9 years. So, I mean, 9 years ago even. Just imagine, like a lot of money. A lot of money. And I wasn't, well, you guys, I for one was not surprised about her selling the house. I was not surprised about how she grew up. She touched upon being Albanian and not believing in divorce and growing, you know, that about her doesn't surprise me.
The only thing that surprised me was that she did the whole child exploitation.
That's very interesting. Now, we're going to talk about this in the news. Did you see that in HollywoodLife.com in an interview with Ramona? Ramona calls out Drita for that, saying she's exploiting the kid on TV. And she gets into other specifics, which we'll talk about during the news. But you see, that was a little bit, you know, and when she said, I want you to tell daddy we're selling, I was like, oh, that's a lot to put on a kid.
The exploitation is going to happen because it's filming. The problem of dragging your child in the middle of, because it's going to be a battle, and I just think that's unfair. And is it really going to happen? Probably not. But still, the fact that you have that conversation, it's ammo for your.
I would definitely have my child do my dirty work. I think that's what they're there for. That's what I plan on doing with my kids. I'm going to pop them out, have them do anything I don't want to do.
You fire the maid.
Yeah,
At
that's
18,
their job
they can
now.
do what they want, but
until then, you tell daddy in prison what I don't want to tell him.
In this yard needs to get
tell
fixed
daddy
up.
I need a divorce, and tell daddy that I'm selling the house. Thank you, and I'll give you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when you get home
And I'll
today.
cut the crust.
Yes.
Just how you like
Problem solved. Everyone's happy, right?
Yes.
Jada's been the most human out of all of them.
Yes,
it seems
absolutely.
like, because she knows she reacts, she's flawed, but she was the one saying, listen, I got to get away from
But
this
that
guy.
was shocking to see that from her, because
It was.
I wouldn't think, out of all those girls, I wouldn't think she would be the one to do it. And Cam and I do a lot of reality shows here, the Housewives, and all they do is exploit their kids. So to see that, to me, actually, this was one of the most low-key exploitations we've seen, except the fact that she made the comment about, oh, and tell your father to fix the yard up because I might want to sell the house. That's weird.
Awkward.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Why is your mom selling the house?
And why are you telling your kid like that?
Right.
I mean, in front of the cameras, in front of everything. I mean, that might be a private moment that you talk to your daughter about instead of just.
I grew up in the slums, and her daughter was just like,
and I was happy.
Did you see her face? Her daughter sits like this.
Are we going to this long? I mean, you know,
like,
but
terrified.
then anyway, those were all single shots of the daughter, so we don't know when. We don't know if that was really her reaction. That was just, you know.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, for me, I like Drita but that definitely, like, I was like, God, you don't have to do that, you know. I mean, you seemed like. But, you know, I can also see she doesn't think things through. But when she does, she says, you know what, maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Well, none of them think anything through. I mean, that's the beauty of the show. That's
Except
why I watch
Big
it.
Inch.
Except Big Ange.
Big Ange thinks everything.
When do we talk about Big Ange?
Just
really?
now.
No, we have to wait because,
we
man.
saved the big one for
oh,
last.
man.
We have to save it. What do we? Oh, we're on a. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were on a
All right,
character
too much
by
wine.
character
Brittany,
schedule.
one drink minimum for this one next show.
Oh,
She's going to turn into a mob wife.
What?
We
We
comment
want
on the mob wives. We do want that.
yeah.
No, remember how much trouble we got into
I
the
see
Jersey
how it
Shore?
But if we
going.
just have one, the three of us can kind of control.
Renee and Junior.
I'm not
Renee
about
and
structure.
Junior.
What are you talking about?
Finally, Renee and Junior.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and to me, like I just wrote down Guinea charm. Great line in The Godfather. You and those olive oil looks and that Guinea charm. But these wise guys have such a way with the women. I mean, he just went in
And wooed her back.
right back in. Got right back
Basically,
in.
he clubbed her over the head and drug her home by her hair.
He was like, "Oh, you went and got liposuction, tummy tuck, whatever it is you got.
Let's hit it.
Great, let's go. Let's get it together." Which, by the way, hate to be that guy to say that. Her breasts are literally in the middle of her chest, and that ass.
Junior, you're so sweet.
You're so sweet to me.
Oh, you know
let's
just
go have
what
oysters
just
over
to
dinner.
say.
But what he did say was, you know, you were too controlling. I made some mistakes.
I've heard that excuse
And
from all my uncles
of
who
course,
screwed around him.
right? No, and she's like, you know, yeah, you had sex with
It's
other
all your
women.
fault.
Yeah.
The liquor, the strippers. I can't take it anymore.
Right. But he was like, you know, I think this is a time we can get to know each other again. I've
Can
get
you
some
speak
of
a
the
little
lines.
bit closer to my chest?
It
Yeah.
was so much of the stuff that I've just seen when the guys just. I mean, he was well done by him.
He's about to go to jail.
He's about to go to
needs
jail,
make
so
sure
he
somebody's
definitely.
gonna take care
That's
of him
right.
while he's in there.
And you know, the subplot is that he's wants to get closer to her because he's ratting out out the father. But definitely, and you guys, she's the star of this show.
Yeah.
So
She's
why not be
exploding,
touched?
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, because I'll become a star. Like I'm sure, you know, everyone's educated to the point now where it's like, I'll become a star and I can put up with this for a little while, and then I'll be able to do my own thing or whatever. And poor Renee's just like, you know, buying into it. You know, it's gonna take him right back in. And of course we'll talk about predictions when we get to predictions, but we see how fast the honeymoon. Crazy. Yeah, the honeymoon's gonna turn.
Just
sour.
being on the show, he's gonna have punani in his face all the time now. Just putting it, I don't know, because Carla's husband is fine.
Is he really?
Man, he is fine.
Dude, we saw him last season, didn't we?
A couple times.
Yeah,
but not like he spoke. He just like a few drive-bys. Yeah.
Oh, drive-bys. Easy with that word.
Finally, Big Ange, please, can we or no? Anyone?
Well, I mean,
Let's wait. Let's go to the
yeah.
next structure thing.
Can
no,
we talk
need
about-
to wait.
that is the next structure thing.
Well,
no
no, wait.
drinking next week.
No, but before
My
that,
God.
let's talk
Go ahead.
about Renee and how she wants
It
to,
was
you know, solve this problem with Carla. And she's just so aggravated about this fight. And who was it that said that they were surprised? Oh, now all of a sudden Renee wants to be this all holy. I want
Dalai
everyone to
Lama.
get along.
Well,
with
no,
each
it was
other.
actually very astute. It's from Carla, and what she says, now that her life is good, Junior's back, and she's like, now she's willing to, you know, forgive and kind of get along with everybody, and that's so. But that you laugh at
Now
Jesse,
she's
but you know,
getting nailed.
but it's so true about life, though. You know, now she's, you know, like women, you know, it's like there's that old saying. It's like, you know, when you see a woman who's married, she's happy. You see the guy who's married, he's miserable. So it's like she's like, all, you know, he's back. It's like, it's nice, and let's all be friends. And you know, I thought she was actually being like kind of normal in that moment.
I do like Renee a lot more this season than last season, and she's just really growing on me as far as her character. But even with her, like the things that she gets upset about, and the fact that she sat and wrote a letter, to me shows that you are actually thinking about. That was like a 4-page, like
Right.
some a serious letter. It shows that she's really trying to change as a person. And I actually saw her and Drita on Dr. Phil the other day, and it was really cool just to see. What this is reality, like that's really who she is on TV.
Right? Yeah.
But
Definitely.
you saw the change in her, and so I respect that as far as where
Definitely. If what you were doing wasn't working, you don't keep doing it. Write a letter.
No, well, the
Some of
definition of
them do.
insanity is to keep doing it, and that's why you see they even though they try, they end up going backwards. Right. I feel like, and that's probably another discussion. Maybe we should have it now. Like, which one of these girls has it in them? The show's going to change them in some way, but which ones are the ones that will really get changed and break free from it?
Drita.
Drita. I was just gonna say Drita.
Drita's the one, huh?
Because
Yeah.
you can just see as tough as she is, there's an innocence to her.
And aren't
we're
her
watching
parents
her
smart
grow.
or educated? Like, and I think that'll make a difference too. You know, if you've got that in your roots, you know.
And I do think Renee, but the thing with Renee versus Drita, I think Drita has an innocence to her where Renee's just been, I think she's been like dragged through the mud. Like, and yes, I'm changing, and inside I'm changing. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna know it unless I want you to know it.
I also think that she wears her heart on her sleeve, meaning like wherever there's like fireworks, she's gonna be there. Like they always described her as the life of the party, and sometimes you
talking about Renee.
Renee, like you saw like first season. Like she went up to a table, she's like, you know who my father is, and she had them all scared, and she was like, but I'm just here to have fun. And then she went and she had them all dancing on tables. Like, so I think she's the type of person that she loves life, she loves having fun, but that can go both ways. Like that can also turn to anger, hatred, revenge.
On Dr. Phil, she even said, you know, like, because they commented about how, you know, girls watch these shows and it basically promotes girls to hate each other. You know, and Renee said,
guys.
Yeah, and Renee said, well, you know, it's not that like I want to beat Drita's ass. It's not like I want to beat any of these girls' ass. She said, but I love them so much. We're a family.
Right.
It's passionate.
Yeah, and that's where he's saying she has this, wears her heart on her sleeve. She says, I'm in the moment, you know, I've spoken, I've talked, you know, I've talked, and there only comes to a point, and you're not seeing the conversation she's having. She said, you know, they edit it. That I just get to.
And look at AJ, seems like a good kid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so they couldn't just have happened, right? I mean, she must.
What you also see from AJ is that he is dying to get out.
He does seem like he's ready.
While Junior was out and away, you know, unfortunately for a lot of single moms, their sons take the place of the father, and it's a mental fuck. Just saying.
Yeah.
He's ready to get out.
He's carried it all.
She's like, Dad, come back, take my spot.
Right, and she was like, I'm in so much pain, and he was just like, oh, I'm just kind of seeing how you are. I'm not good. I'm awful. And he's like, all right, so you're good. I mean,
he's burnt.
No
he's
expression on his face.
And in fairness to him, I don't blame him. I understand
no, that's
that
so much
concept.
for a young kid.
Yeah.
And
And then she even said when she was in the bed how awful, and she's like, I'm so bored. And then she calls him up. And then she's like, come hug your mother. Come hug your mother. Come here, give me a hug.
I don't want to.
All right.
Okay, so Carla, it seems like she's changing. She's the one who made the move to get away from the guy.
She probably has the least changing. Or she needs to change.
Change the least. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel as though
flip-flop.
Karen, she might be the ice princess of all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Drita and Karen are my favorites.
You like Karen?
Yeah, I actually, but I'm migrating not towards Drita. I'm just migrating a little bit away from Karen because I follow them on Twitter and she feeds in because you know they're fans. They're fighting against camp. They're chucking shit to each other, back and forth, and Karen feeds it all the time. Her tweets just it, and Drita's just like you know, here and there she'll say something to defend herself because you can tell she's just had enough. But Karen feeds it, and after a while I'm thinking, you're a mom.
Yeah.
You want your daughter to go down this path? I don't know. But like we talked about, you revert to what you know.
And she said, I got my girls back, you know, as she's dancing with Ramona. She said, now I'm feeling good. I got my whole team's back together. And was it you who said when we were watching that, you know, it's you revert to what you know, like they're really back to when they were 17 or whatever.
And we talk about it when she gets upset. You can see her eye gets that twinkle and she's calculating something. You know, she's back in gangster mode.
Yeah,
I believe Drita. I think Drita's sincere. She's not. I don't think Drita's gangster. I just think she's a tough girl.
And do you
she's
think,
a survivor.
You know, another question too is: do you guys think that these guys have any influence over people? And let me just finish, get it all up before I get your answers. I feel like with this show in the Jersey Shore, I feel like they're such cartoons. I don't feel like anyone is trying to aspire to be these people. Whereas some of the housewives shows, maybe it's different. They see the the Mercedes and the Gucci bags and things like that. I personally feel like people get this. Like they get that it's comedic. But I throw it to the table. Do you guys think, you're talking about the Dr. Drew thing, do you think that people, girls or women, are looking at them and thinking this is this is a great lifestyle,
From
and
the
I
tweets,
want in.
from the tweets I read, yeah.
So
Some people take it really serious.
People do that, and absolutely, especially people like like I said, my friend Jolie who's from New York. She said her all her friends and everything back in New York are completely obsessed, and they all tweet about it, and they're all their Facebook status are about it, and they're
not
involved.
obsessed in a fun way. They really are. They have people they're rooting for.
I think there's a fine line though, because a lot of it is in an obsessed way, but they get really passionate about it. But I think when I watch it personally, I think it's completely hysterical.
Right.
I love it. I love to laugh at it, and it's amazing. But yes, I do think that some people,
so they'll be it will have an impact on their behavior, their style, their attitudes, everything.
And honestly,
they get passionate about it. Yeah.
I kind of feel like Jersey Shore and Mob Wives is more so than the Real Housewives, in the sense of watching this show. These women remind me a lot of my aunts and other family members, and
whereas the housewives are so wealthy, they're a little beyond us. They're more fantasy.
It's almost like the drama that the housewives have is like really who's really arguing about that. This stuff is like as petty as it is. The fact that Carla was like, I wrote a hit list. I mean, not Carla, Renee. I wrote a hit list up of anyone who didn't visit me or get me a gift.
Hit list, so amazing.
Or get me a gift.
Get me a gift.
But at the same time. And I really hope no one in my family is watching.
They say that too, but they might not say hit list, but absolutely.
She didn't get me a gift.
Yeah, this one didn't. I'll never forget. I'll never forget when da-da-da-da happened. This one didn't call. So we all hear from the family members.
But so you connect to these people, and I think that's where they become so influential. Like with the Jersey Shore, it's funny. You know, I know I've done the Jersey Shore with you, Kev, and I've said, no, you know what? I don't think they're influential. But the more I DJ and I go out and I see the scene and I meet people and I'm just kind of grossed and out and I'm just like, wait, you guys are really like this. Like,
well, people look up to mobsters though too. You can't forget that. I mean, Jersey Shore is just a whole bunch of crazy young kids and just getting really drunk and hammered and going to the smush room and having a great time and a bad time too. And they fight. And we love to watch that. But I mean, this is something that people actually look into and like to and actually want to be a part of.
And they look at them as strong
especially
women,
from New York,
which is.
And to some degree they are. And some of their weaknesses that they've depended on these men. And then in some ways it's like they're strong because the men they've had to face the law. They've had to raise the kids alone.
There's a cost.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely a price that's paid for it. I think you're. I mean, that spins me around. That's scary. But you're right. The Jersey Shore, even the Jersey Shore kids,
influential.
Most like poor to middle class kids can go out and be just like them. They can dress like them. They can hit on women like them. They can smush like them. They can fist fight. And with these women, you're right. Your aunts, uncles, and family members can all kind of be like that. Right. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, is that why Jersey Housewives probably? To your point, maybe that might be the most popular out of all of them because of the fact that they're all wealthy, but when you peel those layers away,
actually Atlanta, I would say, Jersey Housewives to me is very gaudy and.
It is gaudy, but at the end of the day, it's still the family and the respect, and no one's...
It's a lot like this. They're very much backing up their family and who they're closest with, and number one family. I mean, there are very similarities.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
Not my family.
Okay, finally, Big Ange.
Not mine.
Big Ange.
Good old
Big Ange.
Yes.
She's from. I feel like she's from.
Oh my God!
Jackie's
I have the
Packy
worst
on Route
hangover.
34.
Well, you know what? But who would have thought about going to the Ukraine for cosmetic surgery?
No one.
Or
except
First of all, you're going to pay for a ticket to go to the Ukraine.
Oh, it's a lot cheaper there. Go to Ukraine.
She wants it. So we know Big Ange wants to get a facelift.
Another one. Yes.
Another facelift. And then she... did you say another
she
facelift?
Wants,
she said a facelift.
She's had her boobs done
Another
3 times.
Lips. Boobs.
She's had a tummy
boobs
tuck.
3 times. Tummy tuck.
And then lipo.
Injections.
In the lips.
And then her lips.
And then on top of it, she wants another wise guy because the wise guys have bought her diamonds,
nice
houses, cars,
furs.
Okay,
leopard print chairs.
But you know what? All the girls very respectful of Big Ange. Did you notice that? Nobody messes with Big Ange, but they're not like they're shaking around her.
No.
But she is very chill. She's very laid back. But she's the godmother, right? I thought it was Renee, but it's Big Ange.
No, if you mess with Big Ange, I feel like Big Ange will pick up the phone, make one phone call, and whatever it is.
You know why, Jesse? We talked about this too. From looking at their history. Some of them dated the mobsters. They're the furthest out of the fringe. but some of the girls are actually the daughters of mobsters. It's like in their DNA to be killers and thieves and sociopaths, whatever they are. But with her, with what makes Ange a double threat is that it's not only in her bloodline, back to the Genovese family, she actually worked. She did the work. She wasn't at home as a mafia princess. She ran bars, she ran nightclubs, so she was having to knock heads with people. So just imagine how
she
powerful.
Learned the political game, yeah, definitely.
Right, how powerful she is, which is amazing. And now I feel like she's at a point in her life where she's, you know, her fangs have been probably softened a little bit, and so she's much calmer, much more like, why are we fighting, and drinking her wine, and she's having more fun with this. But I hope we get to see her get crossed.
I definitely think
I hope we got to see her get crossed, because right now she's kind of being almost like the judge. You know, she's this impartial kind of judge. She's everyone's going to. She's keeping the peace. She's definitely.
Who do you think it would be? I feel like it would be Karen or Ramona that she puts in place.
Yeah,
because they're like the little girls.
I hope Ramona.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I just because I really want to see Big Ange, and I don't want to see her do it to Carla, because then Big Ange would be a bully, and I wouldn't be able to like her. I need her to go against somebody that can hold their own and fight back.
I really want to see her children's birth certificate.
Who? Wait. Oh no! Now what? Why you have to go there?
I mean, I just want to believe. Because after seeing tonight, I saw the tattoos and things. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Do you really think that, or are you just joking?
Oh, big
It
trans?
is highly possible.
Oh, big trans.
It's highly
big trans.
possible.
Do you think you guys
It is
think so?
highly
Am I this
possible.
naive?
Okay, I didn't know we were gonna bring this up, but yes, I've.
Oh, I call her big trans. I think she's great, but I mean, I love big trans.
I mean, this story is she has 2 children and rock on. I just want to see the birth.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean,
we can.
All right, now stop that. We love Big Ange. Why
No,
are we
I
not
don't.
doing Big Ange?
Wait.
First of all,
Can
my
I
best
be
friend from childhood is a post-op
Jesse?
transsexual.
But maybe
so
that's
I'm
why
all
she
for it.
survived so long in the business. I'm
Hey.
just saying, she's got scoop.
A little bit of female, a little bit of male. What?
When I first saw Ange on the show, I thought it was Renee, and I thought something happened to her. And I was just like, what, did she get stung by bees or something?
Wow, that surgery was bad.
Yes.
Well, it seems as though the peace was struck anyhow between, you know, thanks to Big Ange, between Renee and Carla. So do you think that's it for the heat between those two?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because Karen's going to start some other stuff, and there's going to be lines that are going to have to be drawn in the sand, so.
Karen's going to start with
They're going to
who?
be at the dinner table, Karen and Carla, and Carla lips off to Karen, and Karen calls her out. She stands up. She's like, well, let's handle this now then.
But I think Renee is back on Team Carla. I think.
And by the way, Renee's got bigger fish to fry now with Junior, and so she thinks it's all good. But we're gonna find out from what we're hearing in the real news. Things are gonna get.
Gosh.
I just really think Karen and Ramona are going to separate themselves completely from the rest of the girls.
It feels like that, yeah.
And it's going to be like a war. And we're going to start to see like a real like female mob battle going on.
So exciting. Okay, listen. Let's go to commercial. We'll come back and we just have a couple of news items and then we'll go to predictions.
All right.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you. A lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Oh, we got the Mob Wives theme song. I get excited every time they walk across.
Oh, I love it.
Phil, news. Phil?
News and gossip.
Phil? Oh no, really, Phil? This isn't like you.
Hold on, it's the equipment. We had Ian.
Oh, Ian is back, baby. Okay, so as I was saying, and I apologize because we can blame Ian for this too. I don't have my news copy printed out, so I'm looking on my BlackBerry. But Ramona revealed to HollywoodLife.com that she thinks Drita is using her kids for props on Mob Wives, and she says she's setting a bad example by doing this. And she's saying that violence is going to happen. She doesn't mean for it to happen, and she can understand what maybe Drita doesn't mean for it to happen. But the fact that she's bringing the child in, and she calls specifically to season 1 where the daughter says, "Mommy, what's a rat?" And Ramona is claiming that was Drita and producers doing this to create a moment. And Ramona is like, that's so wrong to do to your child. She also says that one of Drita's the kids, or the girl, is also studying to be an actress. And you notice tonight they touched on it, where she said, have dad pay for dance school. Yep. And she says that this is a way to kind of get her there.
Well, that sweater you were talking about, the DFG, is actually the Dance Academy Dance Factory.
I was saying,
so
okay,
so she doesn't have to pay for her classes anymore?
So back up for the audience. Explain. We saw the sweatshirt and it said Mom DFG.
Yeah, DFG Mom, and it's a Dance Factory group. So is that a plug so she doesn't have to pay for dance lessons?
Probably, yeah, I'm sure it was a way out.
Why ask Dad?
But I mean, we were talking. It's funny because we were talking about this tonight, in the show, that we were a little bit down on Drita for bringing the daughter in.
Make your money while you can, but yeah, the child thing.
And as far as Ramona saying it though, do I think that there is a little exploitation there? Maybe, but I think Ramona is exploiting the situation more because it's more beneficial to her.
Of course,
she doesn't like Drita.
but her thing is like, I'm an adult and I'm not. That's all. And just in her defense, like that's what she's arguing is like, yeah, we're all doing it.
You also called it. She's Italian. She might be a little crazy. She spent 2 years in Jordan trying to get her kids back.
Right. So
2 years.
So she would be more sensitive.
I mean, I don't know her. I don't really like her or hate her.
But she might be more protective of her children. Yeah. No. I mean, I get it. I get what we were talking about tonight. I mean, I get that. I think also too, when you. As much as we all understand the power of television and what being a reality star, how lucrative it can be, how it can change your life in a positive way, I don't think that most of the people are advanced enough to know that you really should try to keep the kids away from it. And that also goes for regular Hollywood, and regular Hollywood parents still don't understand. They really fight hard to make the kids famous, and I for one believe it's such a disservice. Let those kids, study, absolutely. Do theater, do local theater, do school plays, absolutely work hard at all of that, but just, wait at 18 or 19 to start. Maybe if you can go to college, go and continue to study and train, but I don't think it's healthy. I look at like Ron Howard with Bryce and how think of how fast she could have been a star. She probably could have been a star from the day she was born, and look at how it's been this really methodical kind of grind to become, what she is now. And I mean, I'm sure it's not a grind like it would be if someone off the street.
Smarter for her.
But I think he's a hell. It
seems more like a meal ticket with these people. It's like,
it's not even, Jesse. I don't want to like pick on them. It's most people. I mean, like some of my neighbors in my neighborhood, the same thing. It's like the kids.
No, I think they love their children. It's a value system.
But it's scary because they don't understand that how much it's messing with a kid. A kid will not understand later, like a normal life later, when when they get this much attention, when they're so indulged at this age. They're like and if the success keeps going for them, great. But when the success stops, they're so poorly programmed. Yeah. And that's why you see with child stars and things like
Garrett.
That. Yeah, I mean, right, so many of them, And so anyway, but I get where like Drita wouldn't have thought that through. She wouldn't be, because most people don't. So anyway, okay. My next news item here, let me unlock my BlackBerry. Sorry, everybody. Is about the cosmetic surgery. And our doctor, Dr. Andrew Clapper, he's the 40-year-old Brooklynite surgeon who has worked on actually 3 of the 6 divas. Renee says every doctor.
Do tell.
Yeah, every doctor I see is petrified of my father, says Renee. And let's see. Do I think some of them think in the back of their head, if I F up, I'm dead? Yes. But I don't think he, the doctor, has to worry about my father. He has to worry about me. Okay? As we know, she said it was a working with him or her experience was a plastic surgery nightmare. She went in beautiful, came out ugly, as we know. The 42-year-old, Renee, forked out $40,000 for body lift, skin resurfacing, and Botox. She lost 3 pints of blood, had to be hospitalized for 16 days, and after all that was left with a butt as flat as a slice of mortadella.
I didn't know it was 16 days, and I would be mad at Carla, too. Just saying.
She looked, I thought Renee looked thinner in her face anyway in the interview when we got to see her, post the operation. The doctor himself stood by the work. He said she looks great, and whether it's a mobster, a model, a mogul, it doesn't matter to him. The stakes are just as high across the board. Right. I think he's closed down his shop on Staten Island, and now he's Upper East Side. And as far as the other people he's worked with, I believe it was Renee. He charged her $10,000 to reduce her double chin, which she says she got from her dad.
Renee.
So yeah, he also injected away her lines and her wrinkles. So anyway, what else do we have here? I think, and I think that, and if you go to HollywoodLife.com, they actually have a chart showing the wives and the specific things that they've done, adding up all the prices. So I just want to give them a plug. But this doctor's standing by the fact that the girls are actually great to deal. They're not that bad to deal with. He's like, billionaires and models are much worse. So, any comments? No.
I mean,
what to say?
Yeah,
all right, that's your.
Probably because models make money for their looks, so it's probably hard for them. I mean, they're not making money for their looks.
Do you guys
they're making money for their mouths.
Do you guys think
and their fighting ability?
Do you think he did a good job?
With Renee?
Yeah. Is the jury still out?
I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at her makeup artist.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You did not.
Why?
Like
too much
it.
eye? Is it the
No.
eyes look too
blended?
Blush
too
it,
much
the
bronzing.
blush. You didn't like the blush.
Oh, and the eyes are bad. Ooh.
And the thing is, I feel like with Renee, she might have gotten too much work where it scares me to
it wasn't gradual.
It scares me to think that when the expiration date hits, your face is going to look like Angie's.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Well, let's go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, Junior leaves crumbs and something else out, and she's ready. I mean, I thought for sure.
I thought she found out about the wiretap.
That's what I mean, but I thought for sure she'd be okay with that, just to have the guy home.
That's code word.
But no. Yeah, maybe it is, right?
I don't have a dirty house. Like,
what is that about? Explain. Come on, guys, talk.
But no, because if you remember in season 1, she used to get mad at him about the same things. When
These are not in my rules.
Remember when he would stay there and he would eat I just remember the one clip of him eating cereal and he was being lazy or something and she was flipping out on him.
Yeah.
Because he was not working, just got out of prison and just kind of.
Just seemed like an emotional trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ding.
And it sure hits next week.
Right. Okay. And so what else did we see?
Karen,
Karen
Carla
and
at the
Carla.
table. Yes. Can't wait.
So yeah, there'll be another battle.
Do you think we do?
I'm
We
not about a
think,
battle. Carla's like, ah.
no, but I really hope Carla surprises us. I really hope she just does.
And what, throws a punch?
Oh, yeah, like something
if
good?
she snaps, if she throws the first snap, I'll go Carla.
Okay, you be Karen, I'll be Carla.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Karen ain't gonna
so you don't think there's gonna be much more of a fight then?
No, I don't. I don't even think it's gonna escalate to that. I think someone will like throw a glass down or something, and it might get
I
like
want to
that.
see
But
Karen.
I think Carla's gonna
without
back out.
Ramona.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I think so too.
Wait, who?
That.
I want to see Karen without
I just don't
Ramona.
think Carla's a big
Like
fighter, so I
a-
don't think it's a fair fight. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
But Ramona's, we need her to fan the flames. We need her, and we're hoping that Big Ange is the one that says, "Okay, enough now." Right?
And to
Yeah.
me, Karen's more mouth. She didn't. start fighting until Ramona.
But she's getting more powerful now.
Yeah.
We're going back to being 17. We got our crew back.
She's
Revert
getting
to
more
what you
TV
know.
time.
Revert to what you know.
You let your goons
What Cam
do
the
the
man
work.
says.
You let your
All right,
goons
around
do
the
the
around the table. Is it at DJ Jesse?
At DJ Jesse J on Twitter. Yeah.
Go.
Tamakava777.
At Brittany Brower.
At Undergaro. And I think, at Phil Svitek for you in the booth, Phil?
It's at PD Svitek.
Phil, anything else you want to add to this?
I want to add that starting Monday, which is tomorrow, the big news that all of our shows will be streaming live exclusively on AfterBuzzTV.com.
Oh, sick.
Yay.
Yes,
Yeah, Phil's worked very hard. Our new website is up. It looks amazing, Phil. Compliments to you and your crew.
Well, we're hearing good things, so it took a little bit longer than we wanted, but we're glad that we're getting the positive feedback. That's what we wanted. It's now easier. Anything you want. You want to know the show schedules. You want to subscribe to a show. You want to watch a show. You want to know which shows we got.
No, it's very easy, too. And
Whatever you want.
No more having a / this, that, and the other thing. AfterBuzzTV.com. Go there in the morning. You'll see our night schedule. You can watch our shows live. And if you are a fan of Mob Wives, so you guys are saying the Mob Wife fans aren't like us who are just seeing this, how humorous and entertaining it is. They really are into it. Well, then, if you're one of those people who's really into it, then you are into loyalty and you're into friendship. So at AfterBuzz, what's the one thing you're always saying, Phil? You know, we're not asking for anything, right? We do all this work.
It's
all this
all free.
It's all this free. And what do we ask in return?
Tell your friends and your family.
To have more friends.
Yeah,
because we're losers.
Yeah, be loyal to us. No, you gotta. If you're a good friend, you would know. Phil, you had said last week. You put it so well in one of your diatribes, but you had said, "Well, you're not a very nice
and if
friend."
you don't, we're putting you on a hit list.
You'll be on the hit list. That's right.
Yeah.
You'll be on the hit list. So
No, I think what I said was, why wouldn't you? If you're a fan and your other friends are fans of Mob Wives, but they don't know about AfterBuzz, you're an asshole for not telling them.
Yeah,
Why
be a
wouldn't you
nice
want
friend.
to?
Yeah.
And it makes you part of part of the popular.
No,
kids.
we really-
Brittany,
we
you gotta
don't.
test this, right? If you know something before your friends, you're the cool kid, and if you're not the cool kid, then you're nobody.
Exactly.
We're all about being the cool kid, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but
it's
seriously,
cool. Toss my hair
please
if I
tell
could.
your friends, tell your family. That's all we're asking for. We thank you so much, and so excited to be back next week for Mob Wives.
Yay.
Brittany got to fly, guys. Bye.
Oh, what?
You got to catch a plane, girl.
Oh, yeah. I'm like...
From producers Keven Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.